We also want to do something that I think that's really innovative, something that hasn't been done at all yet, is we want to be able to bring this institutional yield to Bitcoin. And then we want to have Bitcoin denominated yield paid back to you for being able to provide that liquidity directly to these opportunities. This is something that's going to be completely new and really going to be great for the space. My name is Josh Gordon. I'm the managing director of Chintai. I'm also the co-founder of Honeybee and strategic advisor to Arch. My focus so far in the space has been really primarily strategically aligned with bringing institutional capital on-chain and bringing real yield on-chain. A big thing that's been frustrating for me in the DeFi space has been we've had yield that I would say essentially is not real yield. It's yield that's abstracted out of token airdrops, it's juiced, and it's things that you really can't rely on. What I think is important with the bridge between bringing institutional capital on-chain and allowing retail people access to those institutional opportunities that typically are gatekept from them. These are things that really, I think blockchain has the advantage with being able to merge the two together. And this is what we're building currently at Arch with Honeybee and with Chintai right now. The first use case that we saw be successful when it came to RWA and tokenization really was focused primarily around treasuries and money market funds. Those were the easiest and most liquid things that we could bring on-chain to be able to strategically allow people to get access to those, earn some yield on their stables. The next innovation that I think is going to be really front and center, we're already seeing it happen with both Apollo's a cred fund and multiple other private credit funds coming on-chain right now. This is going to be really the future where we see people getting access to these type of yields. What it takes right now to get access to a private credit fund is you have to go to a registered investment advisor, you have to go work directly with a broker, you have to have an intermediary to go work with them. They take a cut of your investment, where instead what we want to allow people to do is take your staples that you have, directly allow you to make that investment into our platform. We also want to do something that I think that's really innovative, something that hasn't been done at all yet, is we want to be able to bring this institutional yield to Bitcoin. And then we want to have Bitcoin denominated yield paid back to you for being able to provide that liquidity directly to these opportunities. This is something that's going to be completely new and really going to be great for the space. Bitcoin is by far the largest asset class that exists right now. We see how successful Aave and the ETH ecosystem has been able to do with some of the things that Camino and Morpho have been able to do in the Solana ecosystem. What we're doing is we're taking what they're doing, we're really amplifying it up about 100x with the opportunity that exists potentially within Bitcoin right now. Bitcoin DeFi really doesn't exist. I wouldn't say we're here to just partake in what Aave is doing. We're here to take over and have Bitcoin dominance become even much more clear and evident by bringing DeFi to Bitcoin. One of the unique things that we're doing at Honeybee that doesn't really exist currently in the DeFi ecosystem is we're utilizing the primitives that are being created on Arch and throughout the ecosystem to actually fully support Bitcoin yield, Bitcoin denominated yield. So your investment will come in via Bitcoin. You can leverage your Bitcoin to then borrow against it, park it into these yield pools where you're actually going to be able to do yield arbitrage directly on institutional quality yield and be able to get that paid back to you in Bitcoin. This is something that has not been done as of yet. We want to create an entire ecosystem for your traditional financial structure that you need, from perp dexes to lending to borrowing to everything in one place where you can come on and get it in a comfortable place. It's not about just borrowing stables. It's about taking your Bitcoin and putting it to work. Bitcoin is the best asset in the world that exists right now. We want to make sure that you can earn some yield on that asset so that you're not incentivized to selling it. We want to protect it, we want to strengthen it, we want to give it utility. That's what Arch is trying to do, and we're doing that through empowering Honeybee to create this opportunity. One of the unique things about Honeybee and about the Arch ecosystem is we're not just focused about bringing institutional yield on chain. We're focused about the compliance infrastructure that is extremely difficult to set up. Chintai has done a great job about building on chain and doing compliance on chain since 2019. It's been securities licensed since 2022, and this is something that's very difficult to achieve. People don't understand how we differentiate ourselves from others is we don't just bring yield on chain, we bring institutional yield that's been underwritten and vetted and appropriately structured to have protection mechanisms in place to make sure that your Bitcoin is safe. We don't just want to give you access to be able to earn yield on your Bitcoin. What we want to do is give you a safe place for you to trust to be able to earn yield on your Bitcoin that you know is going to be bona fide and solid. That's what we're here to do. One of the unique things about Arch is we actually have multiple experienced financial professionals on staff. Over 100 years of financial experience when it comes to not only asset management, but actually building structured financial products to protect your investment. This is something that we're extremely focused on. We're working directly inside the United States with our compliance teams. We're working outside the United States with multiple compliance teams globally to make sure that we're giving you the safest yield that you can potentially get on chain right now. It's not about having the highest yield. It's about having the highest safe yield, all done via Bitcoin. If you're a direct investor and a retail investor, why should you be excited about what we're doing right now here at Honeybee and at Arch? You should be excited because we're giving you an opportunity to actually be able to take a slice of the pie that previously was only held for institutions. This is something you never had an opportunity to get direct access for. This is something that you had to pay fees in order to get access to. We're giving you the same access that they have right now. You can go into a space, get institutional yield, just like a Fidelity, just like a Vanguard, just like anybody else in the space. You now, as a retail investor directly here, have the ability to go in and get compliance, safe, institutional grade opportunities. The opportunity for tokenization really has just begun. People feel like maybe there's been a lot of people talking about RWA over the past, 1 to 2 years, even 3 years, where people feel like, what is RWA? Is it happening? Is this something that's actually going to exist? Is it going to become the main character? I think RWA is not even out of the first inning with what it's going to become. Tokenization really at scale has only been done in one form. It's via stablecoins, and we've seen how successful that is. All stablecoins is tokenization of the dollar. It's bringing the efficiency of blockchain to the dollar. When people talk about what type of efficiencies does blockchain bring to all asset classes around the world, what type of efficiencies do you see in Tether? What type of efficiencies do you see when you operate via Circle? It's changed the way you live your life. Once you come on chain, you never go off chain. You stop keeping money in bank accounts. Now, how much money is that? How big is that ecosystem? How much has been raised throughout that ecosystem? That is one fraction. That is one millionth of the assets that can come on chain. It's going to start with the dollar because it's the easiest, most simplistic thing for us to be able to tokenize. From there, it's going to move into asset classes like real estate, like commodities, like structured financial products like we're talking about now. We could see tens of trillions of dollars over the next 3 to 5 years coming on chain. I believe I'll make a bet with anybody right now. The entire market cap of crypto will be less than the amount tokenized within a matter of 18 months. Institutions are coming on chain. We're excited to be leaders in the space. We're going to continue to execute and dominate the space. Typically, the fund space is crowded by expensive intermediaries, slow capital markets, and really the difficulty of going back and forth with your fund admin in order to place one investment to even get one opportunity for you to get into a fund. The LP process, or being a liquidity provider off-chain, is extremely arduous, difficult, and a pain in the ass, let's be frank. What we wanted to do is we wanted to create a simple process for you to be an institutional LP without having to go through the hassle of having to go back and forth with your fund admin. You should be able to go from deposit to investment to returning it back to you all in the snap of the fingers. That's the benefit of blockchain. It's about speed, it's about efficiency, it's about eliminating low latency, and it's about getting institutional quality assets on chain.